the Diploma in Education TESOL course at MAHSA University. For today's session, Dilsha and I will be your moderator.
Hi everyone, my name is Dilosha, but for today I will be known as Dil. I'm taking Diploma in Early Childhood Education in MAHSA University, and I'm very excited for our session today.
Lovely. Our session is going to be about mental health and how it has affected the students in Malaysia during the pandemic. As we all know, mental health is very important since it includes our emotional, psychological, and social well being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. Today, we have two speakers for our session. Would the two speakers take turns in introducing yourselves, please?
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Ewan from Bachelor of Physiotherapy, currently in my year 1 SEM 2. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of the forum and nice to see everyone here.
Hi everyone, I'm Noor, and I will be a speaker for today's talk, and I'm glad in participating in such talk with interesting topic like that.
That's great. We can't wait to hear from the two of you. Yuen, why not you tell us a little bit about mental health?
Um, Mental health. I think I should go straight into my presentation to tell you more about the mental health.
Sure thing.
Sure.
All right, I'll start now. So, how can students actually deal with mental health issues during the pandemic season when majority parts of our daily life has switched into virtual mode? Like, as we can see, dealing with mental health is no longer stigmatized nowadays. Like, people feel comfortable to share about how they're actually feeling inside. It's great to see students feel comfortable to talk about their struggles and reaching out for help. During the pandemic season, the public health actions such as the social distancing are necessary to reduce the spread of COVID-19. But at the same time, I think it can make people feel isolated and stressed. So, well, it's really okay to feel stressed, but learning to cope with stress in a healthy way will make you, the people you care about, and those around you become more resilient. And here are some tips from me. First is by taking time to disconnect from technologies and connect spiritually. Sounds hard, right? But you should really try it out. You should really taking breaks from watching, readings, and listening to news stories, including those on social media. I mean, it's good to be informed, but hearing about the pandemic constantly can be upsetting sometimes. So, why not consider limiting news to just a couple times a day and disconnecting from phones, TV, and computer screens for a while? Try utilize the time to remain productive in this crisis situation by spending time to take care of your body instead. You can try meditating, eating well balanced meal, exercise regularly, bonding with family, and also get enough of sleep. Make time to unwind and connect with community-based organizations like attending church. It works well on me personally. And while social distancing measures are in place, try connecting online through social medias, phone, or by mail with people that you trust about your concerns and feelings. And next, the important one. I believe many of y'all are doing this frequently. Avoid schoolwork before bed. Online classwork means that you are going to spend plenty of time in front of your computer, like rushing all your assignments due, type out the essays, complete the classes, and talk to your classmates and even teachers remotely. This is another reason why you should be setting up a regular schedule. If you wait to start your work until just before bed, the blue light from your computer screen could be negatively affecting your circadian rhythm, which is our body internal clock. So make sure you are getting enough sleep if you're concerned about your mental health. And last point will
Yes,
be
sorry,
utilize.
sorry for interrupting, Yuan.
Uh,
I really,
yes, you can continue.
sorry. I really appreciate that point you have said. I really agree to it because I personally have stayed up until 2 to 3 o'clock at night just to
Right, the assignment dues.
yeah, it's probably the next day, so we end up doing it the one night before.
Same goes to me.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, most of us
yeah,
do so.
yeah.
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 Okay, now I continue with my last point, which is we should utilize the online mental health resources. One of the biggest mental health problems college students may face is the lack of access to those resources. Like they are lost and don't know where to seek for help. Like actually there are plenty of mental health resources available over the phone and online thanks to telemedicine. If you need help, don't afraid to ask, just go for it. There are resources out there to help you maintain your mental health and online classes, even if you can't leave your house due to quarantine or self isolation. Yeah, I think that's all for my sharing.
All right, that's great, Yuan. Actually, even earlier when you talked about not doing work before night, I think because I just finished my finals the other day, so I was staying up I think until 4 or 5 o'clock, and then I went to sleep. So
I
yeah,
know,
maybe I
right?
should stop. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
every one of
oh
us
well.
doing this.
Yeah, binge
Yeah,
watching K-dramas.
yeah, that too. But that's good. I hope that now that we know all about this, like especially the blue light and sleeping late affecting our mental clock, I hope we can all start practicing and change our bodies and our minds soon.
Me also, I think that you mentioned a very important point, which is just
Yeah,
sometimes we have to leave everything apart and to be more socialized with the people around us.
yeah,
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
With mental stress, it can definitely lead us to severities. One of the effects from it can are development of mental illness.
Mental illnesses such as severe anxiety and depression are always brought up among teenagers now. Sometimes it even is normal for for a student to say that they have depression or anxiety. Nor, what can you tell us about depression?
Well, firstly, what's meant by depression? Depression, scientifically, is a mood disorder that involves continuous feeling of sadness, helplessness, and loss of interest in previously enjoyable activities. People experiencing depressive episodes may also experience mood swings, sleep disturbance, appetite changes, and headaches, and body pain that have no apparent physical cause. ACHA done a survey as long as I remember it was in 2018, yeah, 2018, which indicated that 40% of American college students experienced at least one major depressive episode that year, referencing data from two comprehensive surveys. A Reuters article published in August 2019, yes, reported that severe depression rates among U.S. college students doubled from 2007 to 2018.
That's an
Okay,
eye. Yes,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
continue.
Continue. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, you know what? I remember facing a depression period after finishing the high school. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I went to apply
Um,
in different universities. The majority rejected me, and I felt I
mm,
had nowhere to go. Even after finding a university, I faced a big issue with online learning, which is obtained recently due to pandemic, of course. Somehow I reached a point telling myself, oh my god, I will fail. I hate failure. Yeah, you can more say that I'm afraid of failure. I remember spending hours and hours and hours alone in a dark room. But
Oh my
fortunately,
god.
yeah,
I,
we've all had
I
that.
managed. Fortunately, I managed to get through it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's what's
personally feel that
important.
I would have a lot of distractions when I do online studying, which is like, getting into Instagram, Facebook, scrolling through for
Yeah,
hours.
especially when class is going on and your phone is
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
Yeah, quite.
Reading for
Online
5 minutes
studying
and
is quite
scrolling for
distracting.
30 minutes.
yeah,
that's
exactly.
true.
Yes.
Right, that's an eye-opening, especially the aesthetics, Nor. Nor, what are the ways that we can detect depression?
Okay, depression. I'm gonna say it's more scientific expression, which called symptoms. It's more meant to like a side effects or something. Depression symptoms are not limited to mental health only, but it affects physical well-being and emotions as well. However, the main part which take the majority of the effect is the brain. It affects the brain physically, and this can be noticed clearly in a student who always has a lack of attention, concentration, and finds a difficulty in reading and completing work tasks. But don't worry if you have the same symptom. Maybe you just need to keep on unhealthy diet as long as you're not suffering from these symptoms periodically. Okay, well. Anyways, this takes us to important point, which is how to recognize the signs of depression in a friend, for example. Although determining signs of depression is a bit hard, but some signs will be clearly noticed. Here are some signs of depression to look for in your friends and maybe in your family members. Who knows? First, they are not enjoying activities they once loved. Second, they no longer attend the classes or social outings. Then they are experiencing extreme anger or over a relationship in their life. Okay. Then moving to the fourth point, I think, yeah. They react negatively to most things, and finally, they often talk about death or suicide. In that case, telling your friend to overcome his problem and just to cheer up, trust me, it won't help him at all. Instead, try using words of encouragement to show your friend that somehow you are a source of support.
Yeah.
Always keep in mind, if you felt that your friend is
Yeah,
at risk,
true.
just gently encourage him to seek help and offer to accompany him to student health center or even a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell
Okay?
him that we are in this together.
Yeah. So that's what's meant by a friend. It's not just someone you meet him regularly. No, he's a main supporter for you. He should be
Yeah.
a part of your family. Okay? Last but not least, how do I know if I'm depressed? Simply ask yourself certain questions. Have you experienced the extreme sadness or hopelessness? Does your family have a history of depression? Have you turned to heavy drinking or drug use to relieve feelings of hopelessness? Have you experienced invasive thoughts of death or suicide? And if you answered yes to any of the above questions, I'm afraid telling you consider contacting your primary healthcare provider or your student health center for a mental health assessment. Or later you can face a huge issue that it will be hard for you to overcome it alone. Okay. Second, what is the common mental health problem? The second common mental health problem is eating disorder. Eating disorder covers a variety of conditions uh, marked by abnormal individual eating habits and preoccupation with one's body or shape. 2018 statistics from National Eating Disorders Association reported that 10 to 20% of female college students have an eating disorders, while on the other hand, those male students experience lower incidences. Okay, as defined by the National Association of Anorexia Nervosa. Okay, just in order not to be panic, I'm gonna mention some scientific expressions, but no need to worry. I'll just explain it to you just like that. Okay, so and associated disorders. Examples of common eating disorders include the following. Here, the scientific expression is coming. First, anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder. Okay, let's just give a little speech or talk about anorexia nervosa. It's characterized by unhealthy fixation on thinness and fears of gaining weight. Then bulimia nervosa is a binge eating disorder. I know that you might asking me right now, what does it mean by binge eating disorder? What I told you, I'll explain it to you in a simple way. Let's continue to our speech. Involving frequent episodes of eating unusually large amounts of food, followed by behavior that compensates for binging, like fasting or overexercise. Finally, what's meant by binge eating disorder? It's characterized by constant cravings that occur any time of the day. Come here. To be honest, the majority of us wait till everyone is asleep. Then we sneak into the night suit. Then we open the fridge and whatever is there, we eat it immediately, even without thinking of the drawbacks of such habit and how it might affect our health. But if you will not give it a try to quit this destructive habit, then I can show you some of the drawbacks of
Don't
such
expose
habit.
us, please.
That's too much.
Okay. Any one of you want to add anything?
I think that what Nor say is absolutely true because that's like it's not just about the stress, but it's also our fear of judgment from people around. Sometimes even by our parents, where like there are times where I don't eat throughout the day because I'm too afraid that if I walk away from my laptop, it would like take away time. Because once you walk away to get back, it's like so hard. I'll get distracted. I'll start playing with my phone, but then when at night I go and like I decide to have a meal, then my parents or something would go like, "Oh, you're eating a bit too much," and then it's just like, okay, then bye bye. I'll just like wait until everybody goes. So
No,
yeah, I
same
think
goes with
even though
me
it's like
also.
we're talking about, yeah, I think even though it's like just talking about mental health, it also affects all around us, like our environment as well. So yeah.
Yes. Okay, moving to the symptoms of eating disorders. Symptoms of eating disorders vary by person and condition, and many depend on the mental state of the individual with the disorder. Here are some symptoms of eating disorder: poor body image, excessive exercise, irregular heartbeats, dehydration, feeling like eating is out of control, fear of eating in public, constantly making exercises for eating habits. Okay, students usually ignore seeking a treatment for their eating disorders. Even some of them don't believe that they have a developed problem, and this may affect their physical and mental health on the long term, as it may cause kidney failure, heart problems on the long term, and in the short term, it can cause a normal thing like lack of concentration. After that, the signs. What are the signs if you noticed on a friend or yourself? You can easily say that this person is suffering from eating disorder. First, refusing to eat food or skipping meals, fear of eating in public with others, I'm sorry, having strict eating habits that make you feel guilty or ashamed for breaking, being obsessed with your weight and body shape. And from my personal experience, I think somehow I'm a little bit obsessed with my weight or body shape. I should fix an appointment with a doctor. Okay, then if you if you found one of these signs in yourself, don't delay seeking treatment. Eating disorders can become life threatening, and it's important to receive treatment as soon as possible. I should follow this instruction. I really should follow.
Yeah, I feel many of us neglect when we see these kind of symptoms. Even some people would like tell us or even advise us to go and seek for personal medication. But many of us would say, "Oh no, it's just eating. What wrong can it make?"
Yeah, some of us are also scared of like maybe we're just overthinking and like actually the signs are so bad that like we just tend to look behind it so that we don't feel feel like we're like what we say crazy or overreacting, and we just dismiss it when, just like nurse said, it actually is much more severe than we know. And that's actually really really dangerous because we don't even realize that, oh, maybe today it's like, oh, I'm just skipping one meal, it's okay, I'll eat at night. And then at night we don't have the time, and then we prolong it, and then it becomes a habit, because once you do something again and again, it obviously becomes a habit that you become accustomed to. So in the long run, like nurse said, it will really affect you, and it can really destroy your future as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, since it affects
yeah, yeah, should continue.
yeah, since like it affects both mentally and physical health, it definitely is gonna affect our future, as you said, Dilosha.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe in the future we'll find it hard to even build a family, which is it's a normal thing in life. But with facing some obstacles like eating disorders, we will struggle, or the person will struggle to build a family.
Yeah, getting back into the right track is definitely gonna be really difficult for a person like that.
Yeah, sure, sure.
All right, those are some really, really dangerous symptoms. It could really affect one's health, not only mentally but physically, as I said earlier.
Yeah, that's true. I hope that those that are viewing today, they get to maybe sit back and think a little bit about themselves. Like maybe the stress symptoms that they are going through is not just regular day-to-day stress, but it could be early signs of stuff like depression and anxiety, and development of eating disorders. So I hope that the people that are watching here, and us as well, because we're all still students, we still have a long way to go. I get that maybe after this we can like sit down and reevaluate like what have we been doing, and just so that even though we're going through the stress times, we should always still take care. Even though like with our uni work and everything, we should definitely still take care of our bodies no matter what.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely. I really hope we have, noticed, and those who have noticed, you should really get to seek help and also aid yourself, as no one should suffer with these kind of symptoms or mental illness.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Both
Actually,
all
the
of us.
struggles with yeah, you can
Yeah, go on.
continue.
No, no, you go on. You go
Uh,
on.
yeah. Actually, the struggles with mental illness or serious emotional stress can cause pervasive difficulties for the college student and often affects their academic functioning. The research shows that an average of 12% of college students actually experience serious psychiatric difficulties. Like, I'm personally wowed by the statistic by seeing people from my age range are actually suffering in silence. Like, this problem includes the diagnosis of clinical depression, bipolar disorder, and also anxiety disorders. The incidence of mental health problems of students in the higher education is similar to the incidence in the general population. Like for these reasons, it is really essential to develop mental health and wellness resources for students by acknowledging that mental health distress and illness actually occurs.
Well, I just want to add a little thing. Uh, I believe everything happened for a reason. So, one from the previous points I have previously mentioned, being obsessed with my body shape, it can be due to the society, how my colleagues are treating me, how they always are making fun of me because maybe my shape, I'm overweighted or a little or very thin. So we also should consider this part that even the mental health problems, it won't come like that, like only disorders. It also can be associated due to society or how the people in your society are treating you. And I think all of us should contribute in raising awareness of mental health problems of the students. And we should never underestimate such a serious challenge that may face our kids in the future. And we can do through and we can do so maybe through social media as it's reachable for all classes of society. Okay.
All right, thank you so much, Ian and Noor. Is there anything you want to add?
I think that's all for my part.
Yeah, just what I can say, it was a pleasure meeting you all and how we can work on a different topics as interesting as that one again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much,
Thank
Yin and Noor,
you.
for
Oh, sorry,
Thank you
go on.
everyone here.
Thank you.
all right.
Thank you
Then,
everyone here. Just a reminder to you that empathy changed the world and you don't have to struggle in silence. Yeah, love no matter how.
Hmm.
then
Right. Thank you to Yuan and Nor for taking all this time and researching, getting all the statistics to show to us today about the severity of mental health and why we should not neglect it, especially as college students. To the viewers, thank you so much for taking this time for listening and joining our session. I hope that all of you have also got to take away a little bit from what Yuan and Nor have presented. Maybe now that you can see yourself in a different light, maybe your stress is not going unnoticed, or maybe if you don't have the stress, you could notice the people around you, your loved ones, if they are developing these symptoms. Maybe we can all take our time and take our part in life to not only help ourselves but help each other around us.
all
Okay.
right. Thank you so much, Dilosha. And take care, everyone. Stay safe. Look out for each other, and always remember that you are never alone. There's always someone by your side. Love yourself and love everyone.
Yay.
Bye for now. Yeah.
All right,
Bye.
bye everyone. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.